Hello everyone, my name is Jeremy and I'm a student at Bellevue University and I'm studying the Master of Science in Industrial Organizational Psychology program. I'm going to do a reflection on the Practicum and Skills Development course. So before I get into it, make sure that you read your syllabus, make sure that you ask questions of your professor. This is again just my reflection and what I would do differently. With the hope that if somebody who's about to go into this course saw this video, that they would be set up for success. So a few things, what I made mistakes on, and then I'll go into maybe an outline of the practicum as a whole. So I made the mistake of not reading enough. And then when I read so much that I didn't give myself enough time to process and could not write my papers. So it's really important that you read, give yourself a break, process the information. Read, give yourself a break, process the information. So that way you do not have a writer's block and not be able to turn in your papers like you should be, like I did. What I would also say is get your mentor early on, get your topics early on. What I did was I said, hey, mentor or Dr. Hallman, remember me from asking you questions about this, this, and this, because I took full advantage of the networking assignments. And I sent her a brief overview of what I'd be doing. Would you be interested in? I still have to do research on my topic. She obliged, so I was super happy about that. And then read, and of course give yourself a break and process the information, so that way you can get your topic approved by your professor so you can hit the ground running. One thing that was really important for me to realize was that you're not actually collecting information, but you're kind of creating this proposal to your organization based on your topic. And then also get your forms turned in. There's a physical form that like your mentor has to fill out, like a few forms. And then there's an electronic form that you have to submit as well. Make sure that you're tracking your hours, which you have to dedicate at least 120 hours to the topic. And of those 120 plus hours, 12 of them have to be applied. So I use my mentor sessions, talking with people within the organization, and observing as my 12 hours, which is included in the 120 hours at a minimum. Also, make sure that your papers are outlined, or the headings are outlined in a way that makes it easy for the average person to follow what's going on. And again, you're not collecting information, you're creating a proposal. So let me see if I could recap this in a way that makes sense. And also, before I do that, make sure that you take care of your mental health, because that's super important. Keep in constant contact with your professor, especially if you're feeling anxious. I know that for me during this program, that because I didn't give myself enough time to process, that I got extremely anxious, couldn't sleep at night, like it was a lot, but it was because I didn't set myself up for success, which I'm hoping that this video will. So let me see if I could recap this in a way that makes sense. So the first thing that I would do is, of course, read the syllabus. That's super important. The next thing that I would do is I would start engaging who you think would be a good mentor based on a topic of interest. So read your syllabus, start thinking, I'm interested in this general field, and then find a mentor and say, hey, I'm going to do a case study proposal on this general topic. Will you help me? We'll have to talk multiple times. I need you to help me refine and direct me and, give me feedback on what I'm turning in over the next 6 weeks. And do that early on, and then do a lot of reading, and make sure you read, give yourself a break, process. Read, give yourself a break, process. And when I say give yourself a break, I mean literally physically get up, Go do something not school related. Go walk, go drive, go get something to eat, work out, whatever it is that best fits you. So that way, again, you protect your mental health. Make sure you have a clearly defined thesis and clearly defined constructs that you'll be focusing on, and then get that information to your professor as soon as possible so they can say, I think you need to do more reading, which my professor did, or they might say, yes, this is great, keep going. And then what I would do is read some more and categorize your articles based off of your constructs. So for example, you have your topic or your hypothesis, then you have your constructs, and then under your constructs, you have your articles. Make sure you you do correct citations. And then after that, read, break, process, and then make sure that you are actually studying the material that goes within the course itself. So I think that's it. And then also, don't be afraid to do something different with your presentation of your case study proposal. For example, everybody typically does PowerPoint, but I did an infographic, which I'm going to show you in a few seconds. I believe that's it. So hopefully that helps you. Again, make sure that you get enough hours, which is at least 120. 12 of that is applied. Make sure everything is clearly defined. Get in contact with a mentor. Hopefully you've been doing your networking assignments, so that way it's easier for you to get in contact with people and get on people's schedule, because they're not just trying to decide if they want to engage with you or not. And have fun with it. I'm pretty sure that based on me doing this case study proposal, that if I were actually to do it in work, like, I would have the support to do it. So again, that just shows the importance of your networking assignments. So let me show you my infographic, which I recommend doing this to kind of help you with your process. So nope. I have no idea how to do this. So there's my topic at the top: emotional intelligence of frontline employees as an antecedent to employee engagement. My hypothesis: frontline employees with high emotional intelligence are more engaged. Some information from literature, my mentor, job titles of those who I would interview to get additional information about the topic, some sample questions, and then methods on the constructs that I would be working on, which were emotional intelligence and employee engagement. So another portion of my infographic that I'll show you is this, which was the topic again, the question, and then a breakdown of the constructs being applied, which you probably can't see that well. So that just gives you an idea of a presentation idea that you can do outside of a PowerPoint. Of course, you have to record it and then get feedback, but I think that's pretty much it. I think the main thing to focus on is, again, just give yourself enough space and grace. Like, there's a lot of information that you'll be taking in. You literally have to not overload yourself, or you'll have writer's block like me. Make sure that you're turning in all of your papers or as a part of your practicum packet, which that is outlined, and then make sure that you're engaging early as possible. But I can't stress the importance of giving yourself mental breaks as you're going through this. I think that's it. Think about it for a second. Mentor, interviews, hours. I did say that you're not actually collecting information. Like, you're not collecting data. Talk to your professor early on, ask questions, give yourself breaks, make sure you're reading a lot. And the assignments in this course were a lot of reflections. So that was somewhat of a positive or a pro. So that was good. It was a bit of a break, but as I've said multiple times in this video, make sure that you give yourself mental breaks. It goes by really fast, so make sure you stay engaged. Ask your peers for help if you need it. Luckily, I have a great cohort, and I'm part of a study group, and we've been engaging and motivating each other. Just make sure that you stay positive, and everything will work out. Have a great day.